Hey guys, what's up? So the Naval Strike weapons, if you have Battlefield 4 Premium Edition, are out. So you can actually hop on the game, you can go in, you get them. So the assignments were not loaded into the game before, but I believe they've recently been uploaded to Battlelog. You need to kill 20 boats for one of the weapons, things like that. But basically in this gameplay, I'm mainly using the AR-160. Which is the new assault rifle that's been added into the game with the new Naval Strike DLC. So the actual maps for the DLC, there was sort of speculation that they were going to be coming out on March 18th. That is almost confirmed to be inaccurate. Basically, it's not coming out March 18th as far as we know. But anyways, just a few days ago, we have been updated on Battlelog and through various news outlets that the DLC will be coming out on March 25th, just a few days from now. In fact, I believe it's 6 days. So it's coming out very soon. But in the meantime, if you have Premium, as I said, you can use a lot of the weapons that you can see in that game. Unfortunately, you cannot get your hands on the new sniper rifle, which is actually bolt action. So this has actually been getting in the Battlefield community quite a bit of attention because it's supposedly not a DMR. It's a sniper rifle. It's in the sniper rifle category, yet it's not bolt action. So basically it's semi-automatic, which means you keep clicking, and for each click you're gonna get, or clicking is typing if you use a console, either way, for each click you're going to get a shot off. So what this means is it's going to bring something new to the sniper class. We'll see. Maybe it's just a glorified DMR, but I have a feeling it's probably going to do some sort of intermediate damage between what a bolt action sniper rifle does and what a DMR usually does. So neat stuff coming that way. But as you saw in the title of the video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the balancing in Battlefield 4 right now. So right now there's a lot of people that complain about one thing or another, and I just wanted to give you sort of my opinion on the whole situation. So first of all, I thought I'd start off with something that was near and dear to me in Battlefield 3, which is the balancing of the assault class. So in Battlefield 3, for those of you that haven't heard, basically the assault class was extremely OP. It was the most used class. Most people wouldn't even touch the other classes a lot of the time, and it's just because the weapons that it used were just so good at taking out infantry compared to the rest. Engineers had things like I think PDWs and carbines, whereas the assault class had more of these weapons that were geared towards taking out people at multiple ranges. They were great. You used the AEK for taking people out at low to medium or close to medium range. You had the M4 or M4A3, I believe it was, that took people out. It was really good taking people out from medium to long range. They were just very versatile weapons. And so with Battlefield 4, DICE seems to have tried to nerf the assault class by just making there be other options. You have carbines that are very, very decent, that are very similar to assault rifles, and every single class can use them. It just makes all the classes a little bit more versatile and makes them more useful in combat situations. So as I've mentioned before, also Battlefield 4 is a much more long-range oriented game. So in Battlefield 3, it seems like there was a lot more close quarters combat. You would be turning a corner and boom, you'd see somebody. The environments were more catered to this sort of close combat. Shotguns were much more useful in Battlefield 3 than they are in BF4. So there's just been sort of a shift in the, I guess you could say, game meta in Battlefield 4 to more long-range gameplay. So the thing that's actually sort of unique about this is it's made assault rifles are still extremely useful, and DMRs, now that they've been buffed, if you have someone that knows how to use them, it can be an extremely useful asset. DMRs are amazing now. 3 shots to a body, it is better. I don't think it's OP. People always complain that if you ever buff anything, it's going to be OP. I don't think it's OP because it still takes 3 shots. That takes a reasonable amount of time. See, the thing is, I believe in weapons that if you have the skill, you can take people out quickly. So what do I mean by this? If you have a bolt action sniper, It'll take 2 shots to the body most times to take out a person at long range. With a shotgun, it takes 1 shot, boom, to the chest if they're in close range. But see, with balancing, you end up with shotguns that are great for low, that are decent at medium, and that are sucky at long range. So that's sort of their balancing. Basically, in summary, I think that Battlefield 4 has done something right in that they have made the assault class less of an OP class than it was in BF3. They've just made the other classes have weapons and abilities that just make them more useful. There's a lot more vehicles, I feel, in Battlefield 4, and so the engineer is more useful. As the support, you can use your C4 to get up on tanks and stuff, as can the recon, so you actually have some sort of anti-vehicle weaponry. And basically every class has something that they're good for. They're versatile. Each class has something they can do to take out vehicles, except sort of the funny thing is the assault class actually doesn't have anything really great for taking out vehicles. Although they have the grenade launcher, it really isn't useful for taking out vehicles, so it's actually sort of neat. But anyways, moving on, explosions is also something that is just so over the top in Battlefield 4. So in Battlefield 3, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the amount of grenades you had. Maybe it was the amount of time it took to get back. Maybe it's just the fact, you know what? It was just the fact that I think there weren't as many types of grenades. In Battlefield 3, I think there was only basically one type of grenade, just the grenade. You just throw it, you pull the pin, you throw it, and boom, it explodes. In this game, you've got incendiary grenades, which put people on fire. You have impact grenades, which hit a wall. The first surface they touch, they explode. You have the short grenades, which are the ones that you have a whole bunch of them, but they then do less damage. You've got a plethora of grenades, of explosive things. And on top of that, you now have about 8 different types of rocket launchers that can lock onto everything from tanks to cars to jets to helicopters. They lock onto everything. And even if you don't want to lock on, you then have the straw, which then, boom, if you're good with that, you can take out helicopters at range, take out tanks in 2 to 3 shots. So you've got so many different types of explosives. And what does DICE do to the vehicles? They barely change them. If anything, guys, they've nerfed things like the attack helicopter, the scout helicopter, all those vehicles, especially helicopters. I feel so bad for the helicopters. They're not being loved much, guys. They're not feeling the love. They've been nerfed the heck out of. Attack helicopters, you get hit with one rocket from a straw or from a stinger, boom, you start flipping over and crash into water or lava or another dimension. You're done. So explosives are way over the top. One of 2 things I feel needs to happen for things like rocket launchers in vehicles, especially helicopters, to be useful anymore. So first of all, you can nerf the explosive things. You can nerf the RPGs. You can make them do slightly less damage. I don't think that's what needs to be done, although that is, I guess, an option. What I think needs to happen is you need to buff things like helicopters. Armored helicopters should not be taken down with a stinger in one hit, especially when that stinger only maybe takes 30 damage away from the helicopter. The only reason why you kill the helicopter is because it turtles and then crashes into a building. That may be how it would happen in real life. I mean, I'm sure if you shot a helicopter with an assault rifle in its rotors for an extended period of time, it would probably blow up like in an Indiana Jones movie. But in a game where you need to have things balanced, you need to make it fun, you need to find a balance between realism and making a game fun. That can't be something that's happening, and I can't see that as being something DICE did on purpose. If it is, then they must have just gone in with the mindset, oh, we want this to be realistic. But then things like that just go under the whole category of putting the delay on Magnums and the Rex. When you fire with the Magnum or the Rex, there's a short delay in the time it takes for the bullet to be expelled from the firearm. And for when you're in an intense gunfight, that's way too long. That makes these weapons basically unusable. So that's either something that's going to be patched or or something like that. It's either been done or it will be done. I don't think it's been done, but anyways, things like that, they need to be fixed. They're destroying the game right now. This last one I don't want to spend too much time on, but it is something that's noteworthy that needs to be addressed, and that is, ta-da, the netcode. The netcode people whine about so much, and I agree completely. The netcode in this game is atrocious. I had to suffer through the Battlefield 3 game with that netcode, and by the end of that game, it was beautiful. It worked wonderfully. The thing is, during the beta, it was pretty crappy, and they fixed it. They fixed it, a lot quicker than they have with BF4. But the thing is, DICE put in the effort. They fixed it. They delayed other things. That's sort of been done with this game. But the bottom line is, this game shouldn't have been released as early as it was. Blame it on EA, blame it on DICE. It doesn't matter. The simple fact is, it shouldn't have been released in the state that it has been. And because they did, it's caused like irreversible damage to the name of the game, the name of these companies. They're getting all this publicity, and for the most part, it's not good. I mean, I enjoy this game. There's a lot of people that enjoy this game, but we want to see it reach its full potential. We want to not have to rage quit after the game has crashed 7 times in a row. I don't want to just die all of a sudden after. I kid you not, guys. You can go look at other people on YouTube. I cannot tell you how many times all of a sudden I turn a corner, I unload about 10 rounds into the enemy, and boom, they shoot me once, and I'm down. Or it says killed in action, or I go catapulting all over the map and just boom, die. I can't tell you how many times that's happened. If you don't believe me, go check other people's channels. I actually I'm thinking about making a little video, a little funny video, showing all the times it's crashed and all the times it's been glitches. But the point is, these things should not be happening, and they're happening a lot. And not only are they happening a lot, they're happening to a lot of people. And so this isn't something that can be continued. This has to change, needs to be fixed. And I do understand that DICE is working. I'm sure those guys, I almost feel bad for them. They must be working so hard on trying to fix this. I mean, those DICE guys, I think they really listen to feedback, but they're probably put on some pretty tough timetables and things like that. So I feel bad for them. They probably really wanted to put out a nice product, but due to circumstances out of their control, they probably are having a little bit of trouble with that, obviously. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is an issue? Do you think it's already been resolved? Do you think people are just complaining just to complain because people always want to complain? Things like that. Whine, cry. Anyways, guys, please leave me a comment, rating, subscribe if you want. I really enjoy all that stuff. It brightens my day, makes me happy. I'll see you guys next time.